And now making his way to the ring, here is the former three-weight division champion of the world, Leo El Terremoto Santa Cruz.
Fever pitch here in the heart of the Nevada desert, the boxing capital of the world. The time is nigh for the thrilling high-octane warrior and three-division champion Leo Santa Cruz to fight for his old crown and attempt to avenge his only defeat. The Mexican-born Californian, full of smiles, a generosity of spirit, a real family man outside of the ring. Inside, he's machismo, aggressive, spiteful, and teak tough.
And I think the key is here, is he going to do anything different from the first fight? We heard Johnny there saying, what can he do different? And Spencer saying he can throw more punches. Well, they both throw a lot of punches. Frampton and Santa Cruz between them. Phenomenal work rate. Santa Cruz needs to be busy, needs to be accurate. He lost the first half of their first encounter, then pulled away after round 6. So we're expecting to see him box and move and be a bit more successful early on. But can he do it? Because Frampton is hard work.
And now, here is the undefeated two-division world champion and current WBA featherweight champion of the world, Carl the Jackal Frampton.
Astonishing travelling support. A sea of green and a cacophony of noise for one of Northern Ireland's most successful sporting stories of recent times. Carl Frampton, who took to boxing as a 7-year-old in Tigers Bay, and through intelligence, class, dedication, humility, and with a wonderful, knowledgeable team around him, has emerged as the fighter globally of 2016. An accolade of top awards. Super bantamweight unification, stepping up in weight to become the WBA featherweight king on the East Coast. Will he cement his reputation and prove his authority tonight? Look at this. Amazing fans from Ireland, but also from Mexico for this man. They just can't stop smiling, the pair of them. They won't be smiling in a couple of minutes.
Santa Cruz does nothing but smile. He's such a likeable character as well. I met him after the press conference. He shook my hand, said hello. And Frampton the same, he's enjoying it.
This is how they match up. Unbeaten Frampton, 23. That one defeat for Leo Santa Cruz. Nothing really between them in age. The reach, though, to Santa Cruz. Interesting, at the weigh-in, 125 pounds apiece. On the night, Frampton's put on 13 pounds, 138, just inside the light welterweight limit. That's really interesting. And Leo Santa Cruz has gone up 9 3/4. So Frampton, the naturally bigger man now at featherweight.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to the world-famous MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Ringstar Sports in association with Cyclone Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime. Sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina. This bout is sanctioned by the WBA, the President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, Supervisor Julio Time. And for the diamond belt by the WBC, President Mauricio Sulaiman, and the supervisor is Rex Ross Walker. Along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Anthony Marnell III, executive director is Bob Bennett. Introducing to you our three judges scoring from ringside. From Reno, Nevada, Bert Clemens. From Avon, Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. And from Las Vegas, Nevada, Dave Moretti. And introducing to you our third man of the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, Kenny Bayless. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening, a rematch for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing multi-colored trunks, hailing from Los Angeles, California. He weighed in at a ready 125 pounds. His record stands at 32 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked the WBA #2 contender. Tonight, in his 13th world title appearance, here is the challenger and the former 3-weight division champion of the world, introducing Leo El Terremoto Santa Cruz. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with gray and purple trim, fighting out of them proudly representing Belfast, Northern Ireland. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 125 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 23 wins, no losses, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the popular 2-weight division world champion, the undefeated Irish superstar, and the current WBA featherweight champion of the world, known as the Jackal, introducing Carl Frampton. Once again, a referee in charge. Now to give instructions is Kenny Bayless.
The fervor, the passion all around us.
Okay, fellas, the trunks are good on both sides. Now, Carl, Leo, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck. Touch them up.
After the summer sizzler, the Brooklyn barn burner 6 months ago, like the touch paper, all over again. Belfast, classy, smart little ring technician, Carl Frampton, locking horns once more with the irrepressible, irreversible whirlwind style of Leo Santa Cruz. So many of those 12 rounds were so highly charged, so close. Will they take off where they left off, or could this be a cagier affair with pockets of fire, as sometimes we get second times around? It's a battle of tactics, but also it's got to be a battle up close of intense firepower too at stages, Carl.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable that this is going to go in close quarters. Santa Cruz straight away here behind the jab, quite effective with the jab. I know it's only just beginning, but I think that might be what his corner and what his tactics will be, to use that jab and move, because he's got such a height and reach advantage. It'd be a shame not to use it.
Often he marches forward. That's a nice right hand there, and puts so much pressure on. Over 1,000 punches he threw in their first meeting, and he already starts to get into gear. And here we go inside the opening minute. Frampton responds, but will he be looking to be cuter at times. David Hay was telling us that they'd be watching the rounds, especially where he did well last time. Not the ones in the middle where Santa Cruz was having real success. Slashing right hand from Santa Cruz, and Leo all around us. The Mexicans are noisy.
They are noisy. Santa Cruz here doing really well, very effective with that jab early on, already marking up the face of Carl Frampton, who's just trying to back his man up, but this jab's very effective and working well. They're toe-to-toe, landing very good hooks and accurate shots.
Santa Cruz doubling up with the left hand. Frampton just caught. He made a really good start in New York, having Santa Cruz wobbling in the second round. He showed he had the power. Just a mark already under the left eye of Frampton, reddening as Santa Cruz finds his range quicker than the Irishman.
Finding his range nice and early. Frampton trying to close that gap and get some meaningful shots off. You see his left eye just swelling slightly, maybe more reddening than swelling. But he'll be thinking to himself, right, I'm getting caught here with shots. Something needs to change. He just doesn't need to get too eager and leave himself too open.
Big shots early from the pair of them.
Santa Cruz backing up there and counter-punching quite well, but Frampton having his moments of success.
Santa Cruz has been that little bit sharper in the early session. And a good countering shot there, which Frampton didn't see coming. And they go toe-to-toe at the end of the first body shots. Tactics are all very well beforehand, but here we go, all over again. Frampton Santa Cruz 2 is well and truly underway.
You're just lunging in with that right hand, okay? Come on. You're leading in with your head down, Carl. All right? Yeah. You got to be more realistic. You got to start believing in your face. You've got to feint more before you throw. Okay? Yeah. All right? You lost that round. Yeah. All right? The only reason you lost it is because you weren't going for it. All right? Creep up on him and step back, rather than creeping up on him and falling short and coming in.
No me pelees. No me pelees el corto. Boxéalo, porque golpéalo, ¿ok? Hey, que no te vaya a pesar con estos golpes, el güey ahí tiene poder, ¿ok? El vato no sabe qué hacer.
The WBA featherweight title on the line. Carl Frampton owns it, and his mentor, Barry McGuigan, back in 1986, lost the same belt to Stevie Cruz here in Vegas. That was very different in the open air, the scorching temperatures at Caesar's Palace. Frampton trying to retain this belt that he ripped away from Leo Santa Cruz in New York. He took a majority decision by 6 rounds by 4 and level on the Italian card. 3 American judges in Vegas here. And a good start, Carl, from Leo Santa Cruz.
It was a good start from Leo Santa Cruz. He was boxing well behind the jab, forcing Carl Frampton to make mistakes. And he almost got dragged in and suckered into trying something a little bit silly. And Santa Cruz met Carl Frampton as he came and just finished the argument a bit stronger. Carl Frampton does not want to rush anything. Just take your time, sit behind the jab, use a nice counter punches. Don't be forced to rush in, because this is what Santa Cruz is doing.
And Santa Cruz is not rushing in as much.
He's relaxed, he's poised, he's on his back foot, he's nicely just jabbing, but his jab is so effective, Adam, and that is key at the minute.
He's doing what they said he would do. The team now back, fully run by his father, in remission, thankfully, for his cancer problems. And he wasn't around for many weeks in the training camp. First time that he's been there throughout. And it's given him mentally as well as physically a lift here, Leo Santa Cruz, as he guns for revenge.
Well, he's seen a happier person on the whole build-up at the press conference to weigh in. Even today, he's been walking around, that smile doesn't leave his face. And he started very well here, but it is very early. Frampton knows how to change it up if it's not going his way. It's only round 2, but the jab of Santa Cruz, very, very effective here.
Yep, he's been a wonderful craftsman, Carl Frampton. Really good ring movement and intelligent. Finds a way on the back foot and on the front foot. He's got some early puzzles to work out here. That reach advantage from Santa Cruz, but here comes Frampton. Looking for the right hand, Frampton. Back comes Santa Cruz. Is he caught betwixt and between at the moment, Frampton?
He is a little bit. He's wondering whether to march in. He needs to be throwing more fakes to get behind that jab a little bit more, but the jab is so sharp and fast from Santa Cruz. Frampton's just sort of walking into the odd shot that's annoying rather than hurtful. But it's dangerous for Frampton early on.
We all know Santa Cruz can throw bundles and bundles of punches, but he is also a really good boxer himself, and he's proving it early doors. Advantage, Santa Cruz.
Ouch. Lopez always retaliates. There'll be lots of cards in this.
Maybe, but after his last sending off, he became a meme. I mean, he didn't like that.
So he turned over a new leaf and went to find his inner calm. And the opposition's new manager has made them a much more disciplined unit.
And don't forget, this ref is shortlisted for the cup final, so he won't want to make any rash decisions to jeopardise that.
Not so many cards then.
Unibet. By players, for players.
And there is his dad, Jose Santa Cruz. It's a real tight family around Leo, his mother Eludia, his brother Roberto, sister, his girlfriends here. There's a huge and tight-knit Santa Cruz family, but there's also a tight-knit Frampton fraternity too. The McGuigans, of course, playing. Jake, Shane in the corner, and Barry, who lives and breathes every moment. His wife, the wife's here as well, Carla, and his children are watching it. We'll be at home hoping that Carl Frampton can come back with the world title, but it's been a tough beginning here.
Of course, they'll be sat on the edge of their seats. A little bit concerned at the moment with what's unfolding. Leo Santa Cruz enjoying himself in there.
Wife Christine, sorry, at ringside. Carla and Rossa, the children back home in Belfast, and it's all about family for both of these guys. High respect outside of the ring. But this is business, and it's a real intensity and an engaging start, a different beginning to last time.
Yeah, much different. Carl Frampton took control early on in that first fight. I think he won the first 6 rounds on all of the judges' scorecards. And this one, you know, Santa Cruz has come out, used his jab nice and effective, sat back and made Frampton make a couple of mistakes. Don't get me wrong, he's not devastatingly behind or bad. He's not being caught and bruised and beaten up in there, but it's not going his way.
Good work from Frampton on the inside. And again, a wry smile from Santa Cruz. No bad blood in the build-up to this, no need. Just 2 warriors who are at the top of their game, and it's fabulous to see. 10,000 packed into the MGM Grand Arena, including Floyd Mayweather, Fernando Vargas, Jorge Linares, and so many others. Amir Khan's behind us, David Hayes here, George Groves. Fighters want to be at this, as well as fans.
Good body shot there, left hook by Leo Santa Cruz. Carl Frampton opted to take a back foot in this round. Quite interesting tactics. He was coming forward in the first 2, walking into shots. So he's just sitting back a little bit more and trying to do what he does best and counterpunch.
He's seeking out the right space, isn't he, between them so he can time his shots.
He is, yes. He's making it harder now for Santa Cruz to land that jab because he's not coming forward into it. Santa Cruz happy to sit back and pick him off. But this is a pick-em round, really. There's nothing in this round.
It's been better from Frampton, though, after the first couple. Just beginning to get his range and frustrate Santa Cruz as he tries to back him up on the corner. And they throw the lever heavily again. Good shot from Santa Cruz.
Good counter-punching there from Santa Cruz, reacting well.
It's a decent enough round for Frampton. Really interesting.
These days, everything is fast. And fast is everything. Fast news. Fast food. Fast delivery. Fast dating. Too fast for words. But today's fast needs to be clever fast. The William Hill app is now clever fast. It gets you from Of course, we're making it faster.
See Frampton there backing up Leo Santa Cruz, but Cruz happy to sit back and look for the counter-punch. Frampton had his successes in that round, as did Leo Santa Cruz on the back foot with a counter-punching. For me, that was a very close and very even round. Going into the fourth, we're just going to see what Frampton brings, how he's going to change it.
Leo Santa Cruz, who turned professional back in 2006 in the maroon and gold and the white and purple of Carl Frampton. He was a really good amateur and turned over in 2009. Barry McGuigan always said he's going to be better than me. He's so talented. Might not have looked it when he won the Celtic Super Bantamweight title against Robbie Turley. Had a tough night there in an early fight, but he's developed so well, and now he's on the biggest stage of all. He conquered New York. Can he make the statement that he wants here in Vegas? And it's as hard as we thought it would be.
Says yes, straight down to action from round one. Now it seems to have settled down. Round three closer. This round, they're just having a look at each other. Not much to separate them. Frampton seems to be waiting.
The Irish making noise now, trying to drown out the Mexican fans as Frampton stalks, poises to go in and get his swift hand speed going, his combinations to box in and out and frustrate Santa Cruz, who hit fresh air there. Good left hook from Frampton, partially blocked by Santa Cruz. So many of these rounds were so close last time. I think you said there were sort of 7 punches in it in each round, and yeah, the scoring's going to be fascinating, as it always is at top level.
Yeah, when the fights are close, it's so difficult to separate the fighters. I'm looking now at Frampton. I like the way he's trying to back up Santa Cruz and pick his shots. What he needs to do is when he closes that gap and he closes that range, Santa Cruz sits on the ropes in the corner. If you can get him anywhere on his back foot, he needs to just work, throw them body and head shots and make that impression. Santa Cruz just looking to counter anything Frampton does, so it's difficult for Frampton to make any real impression.
A lot of those shots missing from Santa Cruz, but that one didn't. Wonderful right hand. Frampton comes back into the fire.
This is where Frampton needs to work now up close. Nice uppercut from Frampton.
Wonderful for the fans. Entertainment again between the pair. There are the pockets of fire. As the brains tick over, trying to work out the way to employ the pre-fight tactical plans after their excellent training camps, the pair. Physically perfect on the scales yesterday. There'll be no excuses afterwards. But which way is this going to swing, or is it going to swing one way than the other at times? It might well do, Carl.
Frampton needs to get this fight at close quarters. Just a trip there, no knockdown.
Frampton smiles, and Kenny Bayliss rightfully says no knockdown at the end of another one, which have real moments in.
Order knockdown. Water. 10. Hey, Phil.
Frampton here stalking Santa Cruz, putting him on his back foot, looking for that counter. He threw the right hand, just lost his balance there on his back foot, but doing the right things now. Backing up Santa Cruz, looking for the counter. Santa Cruz slowing down a little bit now with a jab. Just listen in here.
All right? Yeah. Keep establishing that jab, and on the inside, don't look for hard shots. Just get your faces off, because he's not looking for hard shots either. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah. 15 left.
All right? You've got to increase your feet. Speed, come on, speed. Attack with some speed. Step across him, bowl that left foot over. Try that, because he's always stepping back. So step right.
Increase your speed, try that, he's saying. Shane McGuigan in there. They go back so long. They're best friends, but he's happy to read the right attack when he needs to in there. Shane McGuigan, as Frampton walks into a right hand. This the 145th session of his career, the 209th of Santa Cruz's long and illustrious pro career so far. Former bantamweight champion of the world, former super bantamweight king, and he was the world featherweight champion until he walked into Carl Frampton in New York. Nip and tuck moments, as expected. Santa Cruz trying to back up Frampton again with those long levers.
He's going behind them long shots. I feel that Frampton's got the advantage up close. He feels and looks more strong and solid up close. He looks comfortable throwing in the hooks, but he just doesn't want to get peppered with that jab and get counter-punched every time he works. He's in danger of just letting this fall away from him, just by underworking. He's on the back foot here, trying to get scored. He's got his guard up, nice counter left hook there by Frampton. This is where now he needs to be working. He's on his back foot here, and Santa Cruz backing him up with that jab.
Yeah, good jab to the body there from Santa Cruz, who's really employing these tactics nicely.
I think Carl Frampton here is a little bit shocked by Leo's tactics. I don't think he's too concerned at this stage, but he's got to do something. Maybe get the fade going from Carl Frampton. Maybe just try and draw Santa Cruz in. He was so effective with that jab and such good movement and fast counter punches as well from Santa Cruz, being really effective.
It's a big ring as well. Who's that suiting more, Carl?
Well, that's going to suit the boxer. I mean, Frampton's a counter puncher. He likes to box.
But Santa Cruz has been boxing too tonight and doing it well here.
Exactly, he's been doing it very well. I mean, they take it in turns to go on their back foot. Nobody's really dominating the pace or commanding the ring. It's back and forth.
Good shot from Frampton. Those single ones look excellent, scoring punches. More volume from Santa Cruz as expected.
Work out.
Trying to look for the uppercut for the first time, Frampton, as they get close.
I think Frampton's trying to set up Santa Cruz. He's sitting back, just waiting, trying to draw in a mistake. Santa Cruz too cute for that at this stage.
Is he looking for that big power shot as well, Frampton? Like he found in the second round in New York to stop Santa Cruz in his tracks, because that definitely affected Santa Cruz's game plan. But here comes the Mexican-American trying to drive the Belfast man back.
Comes the corner, cleared away at the near post. He could have a crack here. Good effort. Here comes the corner, cleared away at the near post. He could have a crack here. Sensational!
Great, just got greater. Turbocharge your winnings with a chance of cash bonuses when you cash out any bet with all new Cash Out Boost. Why cash out anywhere else? Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Fascinatingly poised again. Let's bring in David Hay, part of Team Frampton, but obviously you can be a neutral too at times because you can read a fight brilliantly. Who's winning?
I've got it quite even, to be honest. I thought there was a couple of rounds where Frampton used his superior boxing ability and counterpunched, but when he starts going to war, the crowd erupts and he unnecessarily trades. And in those trading, when he does trade, he's getting caught with shots he wouldn't ordinarily get caught. So I'm hoping that he tries to win a little boring, if you will, and use his jab and counter-punch Santa Cruz, because Santa Cruz makes mistakes, and he just needs to be punished for them.
Whipping in a left hook to the body there, Leo Santa Cruz, as they come together in the middle of the ring. It's moments of fire, isn't it, of intensity and good boxing.
It's amazing. The skill set with both fighters are incredible. I believe Carl Frampton is doing a better work. You know, the shots are cleaner from him. He's working the body. He just needs to calm down a little bit and sort of place his shots a little better. but when he does let a barrage of shots go, they're all knockout shots.
Burst from Frampton there. Back comes Santa Cruz. Who's catching the eye of the judges, though, David?
Yeah, I've noticed that Santa Cruz, the last 10 seconds, you hear the last 10-second clacker from the signsman, and he really puts a big onslaught on. And that, unfortunately, sometimes if a round's close, but one person really puts a big push in the last 10 seconds, you could kind of catch the judges' attention there.
You can, yeah. Santa Cruz dominating with a jab early on in this contest. Frampton happier up close to exchange. But Santa Cruz firing back with counter punches, even up close, which is surprising, because Frampton's the better fighter up close.
Yeah, I definitely feel that when it's up close, this is giving Santa Cruz more of an option to land his power punches. He loves it here. He could do this all day long, stand up close. No, Carl Frampton, I believe, should try to make a little bit more room and sort of find the shots. This is kind of a toss of a coin stuff. 50-50 exchanges, both fighters inside.
He struggled at range though early on with Santa Cruz. He struggled with that range, Frampton did. So he's needing to get closer now.
Really hotting up the action here in the 6th round, as the two warriors bite down on their gum shield and go to work. So often it's the little guys, the Barreras, the Moraleses, the Marquezes. They provide this phenomenal entertainment for fight fans, don't they?
They really do. They've got the power to knock each other out, and they've got the ability to throw over 100 punches around. It really does make for some exciting fights.
So absorbing and engaging. The jabs from Santa Cruz. The combinations from Frampton are starting to flow more now. Right hand from Frampton. Back comes Santa Cruz, bobbing and weaving here. The jackal and the crowd in raptures. Mexicans and Irish loving it.
Santa Cruz really tried to put a big onslaught then when he heard the last 10 seconds and missed with every single shot.
Action now, up close and personal. I think where Frampton wants it, where he needs it, because out of range, Santa Cruz was very effective with his jab. The closer Frampton gets to Leo Santa Cruz, the more success he has. He was trying there to counterpunch towards the end, and Frampton was being more effective up close. I'm liking his work now up close, but it's still really, really tight. There's nothing in this.
All right?
Yeah, bring it on.
Shoot that jab on the way forward. Keep looking for that straight right hand down the pipe.
Straight right hand down the pipe, says Shane McGuigan. Looking fresh, though, Leo Santa Cruz with his dad back in the corner. Right behind him. And he's been relaxed all week, Leo Santa Cruz. They both have to be fair. But it just seemed a real intensity as well about Santa Cruz, about the way he was talking, what he was plotting and planning, and how he was going to execute the game plan tonight. And he's done pretty well with that. Carl Frampton's had his moments. Some of these rounds very tight, swinging both ways. I think out on social media, most have Leo Santa Cruz ahead. Showtime, our colleagues, have Cruz up by a couple. What are you boys thinking?
I've got Cruz up by a couple of rounds, but it's very tight. A couple of shared rounds and a couple of early rounds nicked by Santa Cruz.
I've got Cruz up by 1 round. You know, I gave 3 of the rounds even. 3 of the rounds even, so depending on what you like, you could go either way. Very close fight, very close fight.
This was the patch, the period in Brooklyn where Santa Cruz came on.
Work out.
7, 8, 9, then Frampton was back in again after that really good start. Planting his feet more now here. Carl Frampton trying to protect that 23-0 record and the WBA featherweight crown, but Santa Cruz wants his belt back. And if he wins it, stand by for the trilogy, the 3rd fight, possibly in Ireland.
Taking in big gulps of air there, Santa Cruz, after he did his work. Seems to have dropped the pace slightly in this round. Frampton, though, coming forward and letting go punches that still look explosive and still look like they carry that power and that venom.
Just breathing heavier. Santa Cruz, and Frampton's had more time to adapt to the featherweight limit. Is he stronger now than he was 6 months ago?
I believe so. I believe he's every fight he improves, every fight at training camp he learns more about himself. The fight he learns more about what he has and what he needs to do to get the best out of himself, and I believe he's in better condition for this fight than he was the last.
The right eye slightly swollen of Carl Frampton, the marks of battle in there. It's not become grueling just yet, but it must be very, very tough already for the pair. They are so fit, so ready for this.
Both of these fighters are in absolutely amazing condition. You know, they're not even breathing hard. You know, they've let so many quality punches go, blistering berets of punches, but they're both ready to let off another exchange go.
A mini one there. Frampton bobbing and weaving. Santa Cruz not landing there in the last 10 seconds.
Every single game I feel a little bit left out as I have to turn and face the stakes. Still every single game I'm taking part, because I placed the bet on you that your team will lose this fixture, and there's nothing that your keeper can do, as it totally clicks in off the bar.
That's the spirit, Stewart. Paddy Power, you beauty.
Fast, just try and punch light off it, okay?
Yeah.
Remember, when you're bouncing forward, keep your feet underneath you, keep yourself nice and quick.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 let your hands go. That's a good round. Let's have another one of those, all right?
That was a good round. Let's have another one. I thought he nicked that last one. What about you two?
I had it really, really close. It was back and forth. I couldn't separate it.
I had Frampton winning that last round, so it's even on my card.
I feel it was a good round for Frampton, though, because the work rate wasn't coming back from Santa Cruz, and Frampton seems to be now more comfortable.
It's the 20th round of action that they've shared. Only 5 to go. It's so rapid, this, isn't it? Moving really quickly, because you just can't take your eyes off this pair. A classic matchup in the featherweight division. Always been a good one for us. Nassim Hamed, of course, lit up the Nine Stone boys. Barry McGuigan before him. Steve Robinson, Paul Ingle and others. It's Carl Frampton's time. Can he beat Leo Santa Cruz again? Assert that dominance. Body shot from Frampton was good. And again, back comes Santa Cruz.
Good body shots from Frampton, backing up Santa Cruz into that ropes, where he doesn't really want to be, looking like the dominator now, coming forward. Still got to be careful of these counter punches, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from Frampton. He looked more comfortable in that last round, and now he's marching forward and putting Santa Cruz under a lot of pressure.
Short left hook from Frampton. Very intelligent, well-schooled fighter with the pedigree. Santa Cruz has come up a slightly tougher road. Harder fights as a pro in those bantam and super bantamweight divisions, the likes of Eric Morel and Alexander Munoz, Christian Mijares, Abner Mares.
Santa Cruz not really looking like he's enjoying himself there. Them explosive combinations, them 5, 6, 7 punch responsive combinations that he had early on don't seem to be there now. Constantly on his back foot. Great pressure from Frampton, this is. Missing there with some hooks, looking a bit reckless. Just needs to take his time, just settle down and pick his shots.
You're right, Carl. The sharp, crisp barrages he was throwing in round 2, 3, he's not doing anymore. He's sort of lunging in with bigger single punches.
Good work from Frampton there, just leaning up close on Santa Cruz. That advantage physically he's got from the weight he's put on since yesterday. The bigger, stronger guy in there, not in height, but in his shoulders and his punches. And good defense too. This is impressive from Frampton.
Good defense from both boys there. Santa Cruz on his back foot on the ropes with his guard tight, nothing really getting through, looking for the counter.
So close again, so well matched. They're almost made for each other. They say in boxing you need a dance partner. These two have found each other.
How you feel? Get a bit on that, all right? Yeah. Get some adrenaline on that eye, David, on this right eye.
My round?
Didn't win that round, all right? The only reason you didn't win it is because you're looking for too many hard shots on the inside, all right? Come on, get the little shots off on the inside, all right? 30 seconds. We're round down, okay? Yeah. Move your head, move your head. Nice and quick on the inside.
Shane McGuigan saying that they didn't win that round, but you've both given it to Carl Frampton. He says that we're a round down, and he didn't give that one to him.
Possibly a bit of psychological warfare. That was a decent round for Carl Frampton. He did what he needed to do, and Santa Cruz is feeling the pace here, so if he can keep him on his back foot and keep shooting sharp hooks, body and head, he'll take over.
Yeah, I definitely thought that Frampton won that round, and Shane saying to Carl that he lost that round, maybe we'll stick a bit of a rocket up his bum, and he's going to really try and put a little bit more pressure on, because that round was won for his sheer effort and graft. So maybe he just wants him to dig a little deeper and push the pace a little more. And Santa Cruz does look like he's slowing down. The punches aren't coming out as fast. He's getting hit. His defense isn't as good.
There's not as much power in his punches either, David. They don't seem to have that sharp, crisp accuracy. Frampton's still tiring also, but not as much. And he's on his front foot, looking like he's taking control.
If I was to have to pick which fighter had the bigger single punch power, I'd go with Frampton. So I think if it comes down to Fran big single shots, that's going to work in Carl Frampton's favour.
Santa Cruz up by 2 on our College Showtime scorecard. Unofficial, of course. 3 judges, Burt Clements, Dave Moretti and Glenn Feldman, who was in New York with us a couple of weeks ago and gave it to James DeGale against Badu Jack. There's a feeling here that the American judges, we're near Santa Cruz's home. You know, could it be one apiece and then the trilogy? All theories, you never know, do you?
You never know how the judges are scoring it. Frampton backing up Santa Cruz, they're walking onto a hook. Santa Cruz seems to have woken up a little bit there on his back foot. Frampton not doing a great deal. He needs to just keep this pressure on. But maybe he's feeling the pace also.
Yeah, better there from Leo Santa Cruz, who's certainly found a really good range tonight to let the jab and the long raking shots get off. Here comes Frampton again. Does he want him up close on those ropes to really power the hooks home, David?
He did. He just threw a lovely little left hook around the guard of Santa Cruz there on those far ropes, and he did it in such a fast rhythm that Santa Cruz didn't really know what to do. So he needs more of that stuff, pushing up against the rope, letting quick barrages go, and then getting out of range.
And when it's tight, David, when it's close, when you can't separate them, it's them one-punch accurate shots, them hard shots that separate the winner from the loser of the round.
100%. You need something that's going to really catch the eyes of the judges, and shots like that really do it.
Didn't connect there, Frampton, and Santa Cruz did with a big right hand. And again, this is better from Santa Cruz. Shane McGuigan wanted a really good round from Frampton, but it's gone Santa Cruz's way. The challenger trying to wrench this WBA title back and take it home to the proud Santa Cruz clan. And those few shots in the last minute of this round have probably won it. And a very, very good combination from Santa Cruz as Frampton tries to fight fire with fire, but he looks dejected here, the Irishman.
That was a bad finish there for Frampton. He was on the end of too many counter punches, too many accurate, hurtful-looking shots. The head was springing around left and right and back from Frampton right at the end in a very close round. So, unfortunately, he sits back on his corner there, I feel, where all the judges will go with Santa Cruz on that round. So close, though, Adam. So close. Not much at all to separate these two boys.
The crowd are utterly engrossed in what has been another really, really good fight. It might not have had the with rematches. They've got to do something a little different, haven't they?
There's been some really good moments of action though, Adam. I know what you mean. When you compare it to the first one, it was action-packed from the beginning to the end, but there's some real good fluids of quality work from both men here. I've got this scored. I'm 1 round ahead for Santa Cruz at this point.
I've got it even. I had Santa Cruz nicking that last round. Not by a lot, it was a close round, but I think that last barrage where Frampton took 3 or 4 clean punches was enough just to sway in his favour. But once again, this is the last 3 or 4 seconds of the round.
We said it was going to be close, and this couldn't be any closer. It's down to the judges. It's obviously not what we think. We just give our opinion, but this is a close fight. Frampton, if he wants this, he needs to now take it.
Santa Cruz has been dangerous with that right hand. Frampton just waiting again.
Is Santa Cruz so good and so effective with the counter punches? And the judges will see Frampton coming forward, just falling short. And if he gets countered 1 or 2 shots, it could just go against him. Frampton needs to just stay up close and work a little bit more, body and head.
I think this has been really smart from Leo Santa Cruz tonight. I think they've gone back to the drawing board. They've worked on different things, on his advantages in there. And another good right-hand counter as Frampton comes in.
Left hand, right hand combination, accurate from Leo Santa Cruz.
Tit for tat there, leather flying. You've got to take your hat off to Santa Cruz here and give him real credit for this display, David.
Yeah, he's boxed better this fight than he did the last fight, that's for sure. I think both fighters have. It's just so much. When you get 2 fighters when they're so evenly matched like this, it makes it such a great technical fight.
Now the Mexican fans are rising and the Irish are quiet. Frampton might need them down the stretch.
Stop.
He had that in New York.
Frampton working hard to get up close to Leo Santa Cruz and back him up onto them ropes. When he's got him there, he needs to make advantage of that, take advantage and throw his shots, body and head. Even if he's hitting arms and gloves, just let the shots go.
Walks into another one. Frampton just disorganised there as he tries to tie up Santa Cruz. This is where he wants him, on those ropes. There's the left hook, whipped in. Santa Cruz comes back. Machismo time again. The pockets of fire and the classy skills through the main. As Barry McGuigan lives and breathes every moment, he's going mad over there. What will be going through his mind? Do you think he feels Frampton's losing this and in danger of not blowing it, because it's obviously fairly close, but of losing his title?
He knows how close this fight is. He knew how close the first fight. That's why you can see when Carl got the nod the last time round, the elation that ran through everybody. Every member of the Frampton team was just electrifying. This time around, they're doing it all over again, and once again another tight, close fight where you could look for different things in different fighters.
And hats off to the man in the house. He always wears that. Jose Santa Cruz, who's come up with a game plan. Steve Farhood, one of our colleagues, really respected in the trade, has Santa Cruz 4 up. 2 to go, 6 minutes. He's got to have a big finish here. The Jackal, Carl Frampton.
He really does need a big finish, Adam, you're right. And he's doing the right things. He's getting his feet in, he's getting in range. Santa Cruz being so effective with the counter punches. You know, up close with them longer arms, it's more difficult for Santa Cruz. But as David said earlier, he's quite effective up close. He's a sharp shooter up close. And you can see the head of Frampton being snapped back. There's not a great deal in this. I'd like to still see Frampton at this level up close, but just working a little bit more. He needs to let more shots go.
Trying to target the body. Frampton, good defense from Santa Cruz. who's been technically smarter tonight, more proficient, showcasing his skills and utilising the boxing movement that got him up to the world title level and has kept him here for so long. Frampton just being outgunned there, back on the ropes, uppercuts from Santa Cruz. And he really is having a very good night here, Leo Santa Cruz. And Carl Frampton can't get out of the way of some of these punches. It's a mini crisis in the 11th round for Carl Frampton when he needed, and the Irish were driving him to finish strong.
Doing everything right with the feet there, Frampton, backing up Santa Cruz, but Santa Cruz coming out on top with his response in quality combination. Accurate punches landing, snapping the head back of Carl Frampton. This is bad news for Frampton in round 11 of this fight when he really needs to make an impression.
Carl Frampton, this round, he's fought exclusively up close. This is the first time in a round he's actually taken a step back, and it's probably the worst spell in the whole fight. So coming out and just trying to go toe-to-toe, blow for blow, for me, isn't the way to do it. You've got to pick your spots and pick your moments. Standing there just trading for the sake of trading, you know, against a tough Mexican like this who loves to fight in a telephone box, if he could. I think this is better from Frampton now. Now he's taking a step back and he's looking to pick his shots.
Not enough work though, David.
Is it too little, too late for Carl Frampton as he comes on strong there, but Santa Cruz still looks poised and strong.
You get the feeling Frampton feels like he needs to land something big and eye-catching, something telling.
I think he does, and I think he has tried that for quite a while. That's why credit to Santa Cruz, who's not being hit as much as he was first time around. Movement's good from Santa Cruz.
Good movement off the ropes there from Santa Cruz as he was backed up, counter-punching accurately.
Oh, good left hook from Frampton right at the end of what was a Santa Cruz round.
All right, keep your feet bouncing, okay? And win this round with your feet, okay? Win it with your feet. Don't let him touch you at all, all right?
Yeah.
Bounce, 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 keep creeping up. Touch, 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 all right? His feet have gone to Alex.
Gánale este round más claro. ¿Por qué?
Ya está cansado también. Yo sé que tú ya te
Cuando te impones, pégamele aquí, pero con la, pero siempre moviendo, que no te vaya a pescar con este. Cierra por dentro. Okay.
The final round. We could watch these two for another 12, couldn't we? And another 12. It's wonderful.
You know what, Adam, don't tempt fate because we just might be watching them for another 12. This is so close, it's too close for comfort for Carl Frampton.
It could be on this last, the fight's that close. It could be, we don't know what the official scores are, but in both the fighters' minds, this could be the round that decides who wins this fight.
And still they target the body. 105-107 on Carl's card to Leo Santa Cruz. The Mexicans making more noise. Frampton surely needs something massive late on. Remember, Badu Jack found it against James DeGale. That knockdown gave him the draw. Frampton tries to drive the shots.
Santa Cruz backing up here. Frampton doing everything right, but not working enough when he gets up close. This is better from him. Both men really tired here, but Santa Cruz refusing to give up and let Frampton take control in this last round.
The engines, the spirit, the strength in the pair of them is just to be admired. It really is.
Frampton's on a mission here. He's really on a seek and destroy. I believe he believes he needs a knockout in this round, and he's really doing everything humanly possible to get it.
Dan Rofield behind us has got Santa Cruz by 1, and Amir Khan, I think, scoring for our radio colleagues at BBC, has got Cruz by 1. So they think it's on the last round. Others have got Santa Cruz wider. Look at this and enjoy it, because these two, once again, are leaving it all in the ring. Fabulous, terrific.
Still enough time to go here in this last round, Adam. This is close. Frampton letting go of his biggest shots that he's got left in this last round. They're both very, very tired. You can see what Frampton, you can see what's on his mind. It's dangerous work, though. If he gets counter-punched, it will cost him.
Into the last minute of this super rematch between Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz. Wonderfully matched. Santa Cruz has been better, no question about it. This time, good body shot too. Has Frampton won enough rounds on the cards of the American judges, or are we going towards a rubber, a trilogy that fight fans love? Ali Frazier's, the Bo Holyfields, the Gatti Wards, the Barrera Moraleses. Are we going to have Frampton Santa Cruz 3? I say, whatever the result, bring it on.
I agree, really good work from Frampton. He just walked into a right hand there on his way in, but I like the way he's backing up Santa Cruz and working and trying to dominate and push him back, because that will impress the judges.
Last 10 seconds, it has flown by, and still they trade leather. Inspiring, incredible, and wonderful respect again between these two terrific warriors and terrific gentlemen of the ring. Everyone's applauding, whether you're Irish or Mexican. Enjoyable once more from start to finish. Who's gonna get it? Is it Leo Santa Cruz's night? They believe it is. They think their tactics were better. That's the corner that's happier. That's the corner that believes revenge is sweet.
Yes, they look really happy, and they should be. You know, their man really fought out of his skin. He boxed, he moved, he counter-punched. It was high with his work rate. It was accurate with his shots. But Frampton fighting really, really well there. I mean, in bursts, he looked quality, he looked classy. But I just think this may have slipped away from him, Adam.
Carl has got Santa Cruz by 2. David?
I had Carl down by 1 going into that last round, so I had Carl down by 1 going into that last round, and I had him winning that last round, so I've got it even.
Behind us, they're going for Santa Cruz, really. A lot of the media. I think that if the judges feel the same way. I think he was really good tonight, Leo Santa Cruz. I think he went back to the drawing board